Hey guys, it's Lucan here, and today I'm going to bring you a feral Druid guide. What you really can expect from this video is a beginner guide showing you what to spec, what to glyph, what your stat priority should be, and a few rotations showing you how to get the most burst, as well as showing you how to use some of your various finishing moves. Right, let's jump straight into it then. Here you have my current spec. I'm not going to read out everything I've spec'd into, as you can do that yourselves, but I will mention a couple of things. First of all is predatory strikes, and what this mainly does is that it gives you a 20% chance per combo point to give you a buff which is called Predator's Swiftness, which lasts for 8 seconds whenever you do a finishing move. Now your finishing moves is basically Rip, Ferocious Bite, Savage Roar or Maim. So what you can do with this buff is instantly cast mainly CCs, which is either Cyclone, which in my opinion is the best CC in the game, Entangle Roots or Hibernate. However, if none of these are necessary, then you can use it to heal yourself or a teammate with an instant healing touch. Now in an arena situation, there is no reason why you shouldn't be using every Predator's Swiftness you get, whether it is to CC the healer, peel a teammate, or heal a teammate or yourself. A good feral Druid will always find something to use this buff for every time. Just be sure every time you use the finisher, you're doing it with 5 combo points to get a 100% chance to get this buff. The other talent I want to draw your attention to is Natural Reaction. This reduces all damage taken by 18% while in bear form, which is absolutely huge. Plus it also adds 6% dodge. I bring this up because I don't see enough druids going bear form when taking heavy damage, or even worse, damage they cannot do anything about, such as being frozen by a mage, and they just simply stare at them while their eyes glance away. Being in bear form reduces all this damage by loads, as well as your mastery for bear form, which also absorbs a lot of damage. All this damage adds up, and if you can go bear just to mitigate a little, then you will feel a little less pressured. Besides, bear damage is insane anyway. Okay, let's talk about Glyphs. So Glyphs as a whole hasn't changed much for feral Druid this expansion. These are all pretty standard and have been for a while. I think I'm just going to let you read up about for yourself again. You should be able to figure them out and see how you play with them. The one which has been changed, I think, and I should bring up, is Glyph of Bloodletting. A lot of people prefer to use Mangle, or have used to use Mangle, which increased your Mangle damage by 10%, which is absolutely amazing, since most people use Mangle in PvP when you can't get behind the target. So increasing it by 10%, naturally it's going to be really good. But Glyph of Bloodletting came in, I think, after 4.2, when they increased Ferocious Bite damage by quite a lot. So what Glyph of Bloodletting does is enables you to increase the rip time on your target by up to 6 more seconds. So this allows you to basically get 5 more combo point worth of burst onto your target, and then get Ferocious Bite on top of that while keeping rip on your target, so it just adds so much more burst. The other glyph I will mention is Glyph of Barkskin. This basically reduces the chance you'll be critically hit by 25% while Barkskin is active. This is really nice when all your diminishing returns are on your targets, so you know they can't be polymorphed anymore, fully diminished returned, whatever. So you've got full uptime on you. So say a feral Druid's on you, for that time he's on you, you can have Barkskin active, which is around 12 seconds, and it reduces by 25% the chance he'll critically hit you, which is really nice, especially when you get like a feral Druid or Rogue where they hit quite a lot when they get crits. And then by time at 12 seconds up with your Barkskin, more likely you'll be able to CC him again. You know, the diminishing returns will be over, and you've just reduced that pressure so much little more. So that's basically why I like that glyph. Okay, so let's talk about stat priority. What I mean by this is what stats you want the most to the least. So what I'll start off with is hit chance. You absolutely want hit chance. And what you need is 5% hit to never miss on an 85 level target. So why this is so important, I'll give you an example. Let's say you're in arena and the enemy healer, the priest, is on 12k health. You've got your 5 combo points on her, and all you need is that Ferocious Bite to finish her off and win the arena. However, you miss because you haven't got a 5% hit chance, and she manages to heal herself back up. That's devastating. Let's give another example. You miss again with your 5 points, and you needed that to get your Predator's Swiftness proc and Cyclone the enemy healer to finish off this DPS. Again, you're not going to be able to do it because you missed. So make sure you just got hit chance. The second priority you need is spell pen. This is vital so the enemies doesn't resist your cyclones or your entanglement roots, which is vital in any arena game when you need to CC. If you can't CC the enemy healer, you're not putting out enough pressure because your burst alone is not going to be enough. Simple as that. So what you want to do is get around 170 spell pen, which is what I aim for, and I've played 100 arena games and I've never ever once seen my cyclone get resisted. So how I managed to achieve this is get my 70 spell pen on my back enchant, then I get 2 blue spell pen gems, which is 50 spell penetration each. After I get that, the next priorities I want, which is offensive really, is agility. You want that the most because it increases all your attacks by tons. And then it goes to mastery, which is really good because it increases your bleed damage by loads, and it increases your survivability in bear by loads as well. It absorbs loads of damage. You become basically invincible against melee. Then it goes to crit, which is very important to Feral Druids, but we get a lot of it passively anyway from leader of a pack and master shapeshifter, so we don't need so much of that since we've already got a ton load anyway. And then our last is haste, which really doesn't do anything for us since we're cat and we have normal weapon swing or whatever. It's just not important. So that's our stat priority. Let me show you how I go about it. I never ever gem hit. I reforge it all. Make sure you reforge or to your hit to get to 5%, and then you can reforge to master it. For my gems, I mostly socket red for agility, but I do socket the yellow if there's a yellow slot that comes up and the stat bonus is worth it. I do like to socket the 20 agility or 20 resilience or 20 agility and 20 mastery, since resilience and mastery are excellent for this. And my playstyle is that I like to play very defensively, so I will take resilience as much as I can. So that's how I get my stat priority, guys. Now let me show you a bit of my rotation. Okay, so for your burst rotation, you want to start with your pounce, to your mangle, to your tiger's fury, to your free ravage, to your berserk, to your rake, to your shred, and then your rip, and then you constantly shred to your 5 combo points, and then ferocious bite. You should be able to do this twice, and then that should conclude your burst. So let me explain this rotation a little bit. You charge to get your free ravage proc, which is nice because it does a lot of damage ravage. And then you do your Tiger's Fury after your mangle, because after you charge, pounce, and then mangle, you've nearly used all your energy and you can replenish that all by using Tiger's Fury. So after your mangle, you do your ravage, and then the reason you berserk after ravage and you don't ravage after berserk is because ravage is free. You don't use that global cooldown after you used your berserk, where you want to be trying to use all your energy as much as possible. And then you just do your rake to get your bleed on, and then you shred, and then you rip, so you can get that rip on after you get those 5 combo points. Now if you get 5 combo points without doing that shred after your rake, then by all means do your rip, so then you can start building combo points straight away to do your ferocious bites. That's basically why we do that rotation. Okay, so let's talk about macros. Now Feral Druid has quite a few useful macros, and I have quite a lot as well, but you can see here I've got quite a lot, but I'm not going to have time to go through them all. I think I've got about 3 key macros that I should explain. My first one is Skull Bash. This macro is really nice because it can Skull Bash my target in either cat or bear form, and if I hold shift it'll Skull Bash my focus in cat or bear form. It's quite a long and complicated macro, and I will leave it in the description below so you can copy it if you want to. Now my second macro is my Cyclone macro, which cyclones my focus. Now it's a lot easier to just get one macro where it'll cyclone your target, or if you hold shift it'll cyclone your focus, but I've got an old habit of just using 2 separate key bindings for my cyclone, one to do my target and one to do my focus. But you definitely need a macro to do your focus. If you can't focus macro cyclone a healer while you're DPSing down a DPS, you're not going to be able to create that pressure. So I'll go on to my third macro. which is vital for me anyway. Now really, let me first explain in PvP there's burst. I mean, burst is much more important than DPS. If you just do DPS, the healer will be able to match it by doing HPS. However, if you do burst, then the healer has to match it with burst healing. So he'll have to blow cooldowns, etc. And that's what creates opportunities. So the way you do this with Feral Druid is you use your trinket while using Berserk. Now you don't have to macro your trinket into your Berserk if you use your trinket before. But if you're going to press Berserk, you want to have your trinket macroed in there just so you use your trinket if you've forgotten. And this is because if you do Berserk and you're shredding away, you want that extra 2144 agility it gives you. It's massive, and you will do much more damage, much more burst, and the healer cannot simply out heal your Berserk with your trinket without using a cooldown. And when you start getting cooldowns out the healers, that's when you're going to start creating a lot of pressure, and you'll be able to find an opening to kill a target in arena. So that's for macros. If you need any help with macro, just leave a comment below. And now I'll go on to what add-ons I use. So basically, add-ons I use is Healbot. Now I use Healbot because I don't like having a lot of key bindings. I tell this to everyone. You know, I have all the key bindings here, but you know, I'll click my defensive cooldowns. You know, I try to reserve key bindings as much as possible, and Healbot helps me do this because then I don't have to bind my heals to key bindings. Also, I don't have to bind my remove corruption or cleanse or whatever to a key binding, because you know, if my healer gets hexed, I can use Healbot to just cleanse, or if I'm running away, I can use my Healbot to just, you know, pop heals on me like that, and it's simple as that. Now my next add-on is Power Aura, and this is really nice. I don't have sound enabled here, but basically as soon as I get Predator Swiftness, the Predator Swiftness buff, it'll make a sound to alert me, and it'll also make this fancy white ring around, and when I lose it, it'll make a sound to say I've lost it, and it'll also vanish away. So I'll always know when I got a Predator Swiftness buff. You know, if I somehow thought I got it, if I somehow thought I did a finisher but I got feared away, you know, I'll know when I've got that Predator Swiftness, you know, buff. So I can't really see any other add-ons which are worth mentioning. Obviously for PvP you want Gladius, that's an obvious one, and another good one is diminishing returns, especially for Feral Druids, because you'll be able to see when you can next Cyclone off a diminishing return, so you can get a full 6-second Cyclone, and you can say that to a teammate so you can align other CCs up with you. And it also works for stuns and stuff like that, and you can see your other teammates' diminishing returns if you want. It's nice once you get to a higher level of arena to start coordinating different CCs, and you can do different diminishing returns. So yeah, I think that concludes my Feral Druid guide. If you have any questions, please message me or leave comments below. If you want a more advanced video where I can talk about pooling energy, or how to create bigger burst, or how to use your finishing moves to a higher level to peel your teammates, stuff like that, then you know, leave a comment below. I'm always interested. You know, I'm just trying to make videos for the subscribers I've got, even, you know, if we're only around 50 subscribers, you know, I've got to satisfy you. And so yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, can you please like, favourite, leave a comment or something like that, just to know I'm appreciated. And yeah, thanks, see you next time.